there is a phase in your business, especially if you have not hit 7 figures yet, or even like below 6 figures. Kind of where I was when I kicked off this episode, when I was making like 65K a year. There's a phase between like 50K and about 250K, which I know from my own experience and from coaching so many people now, that it is the grind and hustle phase of business. And I know it's so easy to get lost in kind of like the just be mindset and like anti-hustle and anti-working hard. And I get that because obviously hustling that's not the end goal. That's not sustainable. But there absolutely is a season of your business where you're going to have to hustle, where you're going to have to get your hands dirty, where you're going to have to be in the muck and doing the work. And then once you hit a place where you can hire the right team and build systems and optimize and automate things, then you're given the gift of not having to hustle as much. But you have to work towards that. It doesn't just happen. And like I get super passionate about that because, when I was telling you back in 2016, that was my hustle phase, man. Like I was minding and I was grinding and I was working really long hours and I had a 2-year-old at home and I was working at night and I was getting up early and I was doing all the things. And yes, it was exhausting. And yes, I was tired. And yes, I thought like, is this going to work? This has to work. Is it going to work? Am I crazy? Yes, I had all of those feelings, but I just kept going. And it wasn't until I got to a high 6 to 7 to multi 7-figure business that I got some space and breath in my schedule. Nowadays, like my work life is pretty flippin' amazing. I work maybe 5 hours a day. I don't work weekends unless I want to. I don't work nights unless I want to. I close down shop about 3:30 every day. I get to travel when I want. I get to work where I want. I can be remote. I literally set my entire schedule. If you want to go back and listen to the podcast episode I did on how I plan out my work week, you will see how much space I have in my calendar day in and day out. I can go work out every day if I want to. I can go have lunch with friends if I want to. I can do all of that. But did I have that in 2016 when I was making $65,000 a year? Heck no. And so I think that it's just a lie when, depending on where you're at in your business, and I know a lot of you are in that high 5 to 6 figure to multi 6 to mid 6 figure phase that listen to this podcast. So most of you are in the phase that I'm talking about. I think that it's just a bold-faced lie when people look at you or you consume content from these multi 7 figures entrepreneurs that are just telling you to not hustle and to not grind, and that it should just be easy for you. Because when you're in that phase, it's not going to be easy yet. It can be. You're not going to be there forever unless you don't take action, and then you're going to be stuck there. And that's why you're so overwhelmed. That's why you're so burnt out, because you're not taking the necessary action to get you to the place where you have more ease and you have less hustle and you have more space. And so I just really want to just hammer in why forward momentum and moving forward and not getting lost in the muck is everything. It's the number one thing that you can do today in your business is to take action. And as you expand, you're going to continue to be the one doing the things. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to write the content. Yes, you. You have to create the social posts. Yes, you. You have to edit the content. Yes, you. You're going to be doing everything, just as I was and just as anyone that came before you was. You really only have 2 options. You can either go and get a loan, or you can have someone invest in your business and you can hire all that stuff out, or you're going to be doing it yourself for a period of time. And no, it's not sustainable to be working like a dog forever, but you shouldn't have to be doing that forever. There's always a payoff. For some people, they can collapse time and get it within a year. Some people, it takes 2 years. For some people, it takes 3 years, but eventually you get out of it. Now, if you're still in this thing, year 4, year 5, and you're not out of it, that tells me you're not taking strategic, intentional action. You don't have your eye on the prize. You don't know what your goal is, and you need help. And that's fine. That is totally fine and totally normal.